We've made it through the Ask checklist to evaluate the Teens Health site about how much food I should eat. So we've gone through each section of the Ask model, collected evidence to justify whether we thought these items were present or not present. And the very last step is to come up with a final determination about whether we think this is a good site to use in this situation. So if we scroll underneath our checklist, what we'll find is this box, which is where we will write down our determination. Basically, you're thinking, what do I think about the site? Do I think that the site is valid and appropriate based on the evidence I've collected throughout this process? I want you to consider thinking of yourself as a lawyer in this situation. So when a lawyer is arguing for their client, they can't just tell the judge or the jury that they think their client is innocent. They can't just say, my client seems innocent. They have to provide hard evidence that says that their client is innocent, so nobody can argue with it. So that's what you've done here in your checklist. On the right side, you've collected that hard evidence to justify whether you think it passes the checklist. So in your writing, think of yourself as a lawyer that was hired by your website to argue that it is or isn't reliable, depending on what you think, depending on what you found, really. So here's what I've written about my justification. I feel that this website is valid and appropriate. It was written in a way that I could understand and answered the specific question I was asking. In addition, it also gave me resources to go to for more personalized information based on my lifestyle, so that was a plus. The article is from a credible source whose goal is to provide health information, not to persuade me to make certain choices or to sell me something. The article included up-to-date and factual information, which was reviewed by an expert before being published to the website. So if I were this website's lawyer and I had to argue for why it was valid and appropriate, this would be my evidence that I would be supplying to the judge or the jury. So that's the final step when you're being asked to apply this model as well. So I hope that makes sense. Remember that you can always go back and rewatch sections of these videos if you're foggy on something, or you can certainly ask the teacher for some help.